Hi, in this video I'm going to go through the process of making an ec2 instance, such as the one that my website is hosted on, HTTPS encrypted instead of HTTP. So let's start by logging in to Amazon's management console and going to our ec2 instances. Alright, I have 4 running instances. My personal website is already an ec2. Let's go ahead and make this one HTTPDS. So the tutorial I'll be following, making AWS EC2 HTTPS, is Amazon's configuring a web server, Apache web server on Amazon Linux 2 to use SSL. And we're going to go through the free way of doing this. It is not super secure, but it will get you HTTPS at the time of this video. So the first thing we need to do is go check that we have HTTPS on port 443 open. And we do that by scrolling down to our security groups and launching the wizard. And now we can take a look at our inbound, and it looks like in the setup we did allow HTTPS on this particular one. If you did not, you can edit these rules at any time and add HTTPS like that. And take it away. Okay, so we have that open, and the next step is we need to configure our instance to enable SSL on a server. So let's connect to our instance so I'm on a PC, so I'm not going to just directly SSH in. Instead, I'm going to use a MobaX term. You could also use PuTTY. We just need an SSH client. Alright, so I have some instances already set up. Let's see which one this happens to be. So this instance, let's go back. We can track it by its IP. It starts with a 3 and ends with a 47. Starts with 3, ends with 47 right there. Okay, so we're in. Now, let's just bring these side by side here. So there, and then, whoops, let's do that again. There. Okay. And we can perhaps drag that there. Alright. So let's sudo. Ooh. Alright, so the first thing we need to do, if we just try and copy and paste this in, I believe it's not going to work because this is for Linux 2. So instead we want to do sudo service httpd is enabled. Okay. So if the return value is not enabled, start. Okay, so we've already done that. We might want to sudo yum update -y as it recommends, and then we need to get this mod SSL. So let's copy that in. it's telling us some of the files we can work with here. So as soon as that finishes, we will copy that command in. Let's make this a bit bigger so we can see it. Alright, so we are actually going to use the instead of buying an encrypted certificate, we'll use the Let's Encrypt project to get a free one and set up an auto renew on that. So if I click on that, it's going to take me to a new tab. Let's check on this. Alright, it did update, so whoops. Let's paste in this command up here. To get mod SSL. And I anticipate some problems with this, some incompatibility problems. So let's just see what happens. Alright, so it says we have some errors because our HTTP 24 tools conflicts with the tools in Amazon. And it's saying we can use skip broken to work around the problem. Let's try that. Skip broken. Alright, so now we have the same problem. So that didn't work. And it seems like we have HTTPD. So we need to get new tools that aren't on our Amazon tools. So let's try this. Sudo yum install, and let's install mod 24 SSL-x86-64. So sudo yum install mod, that's the mod we need for this particular one. Alright, and we got that. That's okay. Great. Okay, so we got mod 24 SSL. Now, at this point, let's sudo service restart HTTPD and spell things right. Okay. Oh, oops. Restart. And we might actually just want to reboot. And let's press R to reconnect to our instance after the reboot. Might take a moment here. This was the one that ended in 47, yes. Ended in 47. Okay. Still rebooting. There we go. Back in. All right. So now we want to wget and to find out which encryption we want. If you just click on Get Started in this link to Let's Encrypt, certbot is what we need, and so we do have shell access, and let's see. we want to use a certbot ACM client. So if we click on that, we get to here. The software is Apache, and the system is Amazon, but they don't have that here. So the closest one to Amazon as far as architecture is CentOS Red Hat 7. So if we go to that, and then scroll down, we want to just use this install. If we scroll down a little further, maybe. All right. Can open the channel using that. No, we don't want to do that. So I'm not actually seeing the command we need here. Perhaps, oh, Red Hat 6 is what we want. So here is our command. There we go. Sorry, Red Hat 6 is closer to the Amazon architecture than 7. So let's just paste in that command. And we want to make sure that's sudo too. Alright, we got that. So now we should be able to change our modifications here using the certbot itself so that we can make changes from certbot. I want to sudo that as well. And now we can just call certbot itself sudo certbot dash auto dash dash Apache. And let's add a debug because I suspect something will go wrong. Oh, so now if we go into, well, that should be good. Interesting. Oh, we need a dot slash. Yeah. Okay. Running executables. So sudo dot slash certbot auto Apache debug. And let's see if everything goes okay. Looks like it so far. And good. All is going well. All right. Okay, so it's asking me now for an email address. So I'll put my email address in. We want to agree. Sure, you can send me stuff. Alright, so no names were found in your configuration files. Please enter in your domain names, comma, separated space. Okay, so this particular domain name, I believe I have linked to Google Domains. Let's see. Google Domains is one of many domain providers you can use. It's the one I use. So let me just see what domain name we can use for HTTPS. And you need a domain name in order to enable these services. So let me see here. I believe this is the one. Let me take a look at the DNS for this. And yes. Okay, so right now if we go to Udemy tutorial, DanielAramPKN.com, Udemy we'll get to this. Ooh, we'll get to nothing. Interesting. So let's see. That doesn't matter. We can fix that in a second. For now, let's put in the domain name here, which is going to be Udemy tutorial Daniel Aaron .com. All right, and we get some errors finally. So trace back. Interesting. We can look at that log file. Alright, but the website did actually load. So this is what it looks like now, and you can see it's not secure because we have HTTP. What we're trying to do is fix that, so it's HTTPS. So let's switch back here. And okay, so the error it's giving us is it's unable to find a virtual host. So we need to make this able to have a virtual host. So let's sudo vim our ec2 /http/conf/d/ssl configuration file here. You can see it is listening on 443. If we scroll down, we have a virtual host on 443. And scroll down further. Okay, so that's the end of our virtual host. So, hit I here to enter insert mode. It will let me. Okay, good. And let's make a virtual host. And inside of that, we want 54. Oh no, it was Udemy Oh, you know what? Actually, right here for the virtual host, we want our own IP. So let's grab that IP, which is this. Control C there, and let's paste it in. Oh, didn't actually Control C. Try that again. Control C. Go. So we want our IP as the virtual host, and we want it listening on port 80, and then we'll have a document root at www.var www/html. So that's the directory of our web page, and we will have a server name be Udemy tutorial Daniel Aaron npkn.com. And that's it. And then we'll close the virtual host. Okay. And up here, have another virtual host here. Oops. Virtual host. Good Lord. All right. And for this one, we can have this same IP. Listening on port 443. And we'll also have a document root, set2var, www.html, and a server name, also www.udemy.tutorial.daniel.aram.com. So whatever your URL is goes in there. And we'll close that one as well. Okay. So now I'll escape. Let's make sure these are in fact the same. All right, escape, colon, write and quit. And now let's try and run certbot auto again. Select the appropriate numbers or leave it to show all. Would you like to activate HTTPS 4? So let's select them both. All right. Let's try that again and just select 2. And we are obtaining a certificate now and challenging, cleaning up challenges. Alright, so now we can actually redirect our HTTP traffic to HTTPS. Certbot will make that modification for us. And let's select 2 so we do redirect. So if someone types in to their browser our domain name, we want them to go to HTTPS automatically. So I'm going to select 2. Alright. So we have now a certified key file. Let's test it out. So this is going to HTTP. Let's see if it redirects. So not yet. So let's go ahead and sudo service httpd restart. Try that again. HTTPS. Connection is not private. Alright, let's go to advanced. And proceed. Alright, so we have HTTPS, but we're getting this not secure warning at this point. So that's interesting. Let's see if we can fix that. Alright, so let's see if we can fix that problem. I believe it's going to be in this configuration. Yeah, okay, so our virtual host here. Let's see. Virtual host on port 80. We have a rewrite condition. Alright, let's get rid of some of this stuff. So I'm going to, these are things that Apache added. Whoops, we had escape U, TD, 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 so I'm getting rid of those. For a virtual host, actually, let's get rid of that as well. And let's see, we need those in here. So I'm going to get rid of this closing line here. And let's tab these over. So those are the locations we need. Okay. So now if I scroll up to where this virtual host starts, I'm just going to hit insert here. Oops, and make this star 443. And that looks good. Alright. Let's restart and go back. Alright, so we're not redirecting yet. We'll fix that in a second. Still not secure. Okay. Our certificate is invalid. If we click on that, trusted certificate store. Okay. Right. So let's fix the redirect now. Let me just see what this one looks like. 443. Okay. And star 80 would be a good idea. So we just want this line here, and we want our SSL file inside of our first virtual host. Okay, so let's fix that. Alright, so we have star.443 and for the second virtual host, we'll just make that a star 80, and let's cut that and put it there, cut that, and make some room here. So just moving the certificates around a bit. Put it there, and let's cut that as well, and put there. All right. So now let's fix the redirect. Make some room here, and we want to do this. Let me just copy that, paste it in. All right, there's our redirect, and we want this to be Udemy tutorial Daniel Aram .com, and that should do it. Let's run certbot auto again. That's the one we want. And let's renew and replace. And we can just select no here because we've already done the redirect. All right. So we need to restart our server. Now if we go back, not working yet. All right. take a look at that config file again. See if we messed anything up here. So redirect, server name, Udemy tutorial there. That's fine. SSL certificate looks fine. And let's just make sure we didn't change this virtual host back. 443. SSL. So we have an SSL certificate file and an SSL key file going to localhost. And then if we scroll down, we have a different direction here. So we want to actually remove those two SSLs. I believe. Let's just double check that. Certificate file. Yeah. So our virtual host should have only one call to the SSL certificate file, and we currently, by default, have two set up. So I'm going to remove that and remove that. And we have our directory, and then the end of that virtual host. Okay. Let's restart one more time, and then let's go back here. We might actually at this point want to sudo reboot. Alright, we'll give that a second to reboot. Okay, there it goes. Let's go back here. Okay. So what in Apache causes redirect? Not much info there. Let's just cd to this file. See what else is in config D. All right. Oops. Let's see. What this config is doing. Aha. Okay, so here is our virtual host 443, and there is a redirect. So let's get rid of that. There. Everything else seems to be fine. Oh. We need to sudo this. Get rid of that rule. All right. And now let's restart Apache. And now we should be able to get to that and HTTP right, we got it working. Alright, so if we want to redirect at this point, we can do that in the other file, which is sslconf right here under port 80. That's where we really want this redirect to be. Alright, so now we just do a redirect /https www.udemy-tutorial-aram-pkn.com. It looks good, right? Yeah. Okay. And let's restart our HTTP. And so now if we just go to the not secure, there we go. We get redirected automatically to HTTPS. So that is how to set, for free, to set your ec2 instance to have HTTPS encryption. If you want to auto-renew your service, you can make a cron job for that. And the way to do that is we want to schedule a certbot auto-renew. So let's see, setting cron in with certbot auto-renew. Let's just say, okay, this is what we want. So we want to set up auto-renew, and alright, cron tab file is what we want to change. So we've already got that. So let's move this over. So right now, if you take a look at my location, let's cd up, cd to one more. So we were in we were in home, ec2 user. So that's where certbot is right now. So let's sudo move certbot auto to etsy. Let's encrypt. So that's where it is now. Then let's edit our cron tab. So sudo cron tab -e. And we want this to resemble this one. So we have we want this cron tab specification here. Every 45 days. Let's paste that in. So we have a cron tab now. And let's test that out. So that command again was this, which I'm getting from this tutorial page, and we want to just test it. that in. Certbot, cert not due for renewal, but simulating. Okay, so it is working. So great, now we have cron tab, important notes. So yeah, Apache 2. Okay, so we need to see what that location is. So init -d, and it is called so it's looking for Apache 2, which is not there. So let me cd up. And where is my Apache? So let's take a look again at that cron tab we were modifying. So cron tabs go in ec2, and there's our cron tab. So let's sudo vim it. Oh, we can just vim it. Vim cron tab. Okay. It's vim cron monthly. Go. All right, let's modify this a bit, because the way that we restart Apache is a little different in Amazon Linux. So I'm just going to paste that in and use the standard. Get it. So let's go back here to when we ran that command. Oh, I need to log out and root. Alright, let's go back to when we typed in that command. Alright, there it is. So we actually want this to be insert to be and so sudo service httpd restart. All right. So we have this new cron tab, and let's go ahead and take this for a test run. So sudo root, sudo root, and let's type in what was the command they used? Oh, that's exit. The command they used was sudo -i. test run. Oh, we CD'd, okay. And then restart. So, whoops. So let's see what actually runs here. Let's copy that in. So this is what will actually run in cron. If we paste it, and we change this to service HTTPD restart. Now we should get the right simulation of an update. So this should auto renew. Perfect. All right. So now we have an auto renewing HTTPS website with a redirect in case anyone ever types just that in. We get to where we want to go. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.